What's up YouTube, Matt here. So we are back again for more Lyrical reveals, and this time we're diving into Clarissa cards, as well as the Alestiel cards that got revealed both on the same week, Tuesday and Thursday. So we're going to start off with Clarissa, and where better to start than herself in the Holy Egg Festival Praxis Committee Chief, Clarissa. And now that's a mouthful. So she's got 3 skills, first one being her dress up skill that says she's treated as Earnest Cleric Leader Clarissa during the fight. So all the old name support for Clarissa will very much work with this card as well. Her second skill is Act Vanguard Circle once a turn. If you Persona Road this turn, this cost may be played with Soul Blast 1 instead. The cost is discard a grade 3 with Clarissa in its card name from your hand. To then search your deck or drop zone for up to 1 aim to be the strongest idol, reveal it and put it into your hand. And if you search the deck, you shuffle the deck. And then her third skill is Auto Vanguard Circle once a turn. When this unit's attack hits, you can draw 2 cards and all of your rear guards with Earnest Correct in their card names get power plus 5000 until end of turn. So, from what we can tell from the get-go, this is a really nice card. Obviously, you'd be wanting to use it as a Persona Ride, because obviously, due to the dress-up skill, riding this on top of the old Earnest Cleric Leader Clarissa will count as Persona Ride. So what you'd want to do is you'd have your 1 Earnest Cleric Leader Clarissa in your ride deck, but then you'd have 4 copies of this Clarissa in your main deck to then Persona Ride, so you'd then have the guaranteed search from riding the old Clarissa, and then using this Clarissa to Soul Blast 1 to recycle that same order. So we're generically gaining more space in the deck because we're able to run less copies of Aim to be the strongest idol now. The most you'd need to run would be 2, which is really solid. And the fact there is no cost really behind it either, because Soul Blast 1 in a deck that really doesn't utilise its soul isn't actually that bad. Then you've got the third skill, which obviously people are saying it's a downside because obviously the old one was, oh, you hit 3, you draw 3. Whereas this one is, you hit 1, you draw 2, that's it. But you've got to think, once you're getting to the Persona Ride point, that's turn 4. Your opponent's normally going to be blocking your Vanguard on their Vanguard and letting you kill off 2 rear guards. So this is a guaranteed same amount you would be hitting anyway, but instead of giving 2 units 5k, you're giving all of your units 5k, which is a lot better in the long run. But I do really want to test this, especially for the fact of we didn't just get Clarissa, we got new Earnest Correct cards. So the first one up is the Earnest Correct follower, Nicola. Now, Nicola's got the skill of Act on the rearguard circle or in the hand. If you've got a Vanguard with Clarissa in its card name, you can cost Counterblast 1 and put this card into your soul. You can then choose one of your Vanguards and it gets the skill of Auto Vanguard Circle. When this unit attacks, if you played Aim to be the strongest idol this turn, choose one of your rearguards and stand it until end of turn. So this is the same sort of style as I think it's Evelyn? It was either Evelyn or it was one of the old Earnest Corrects, which was end of the battle when your Vanguard with Clarissa in its name hit, you would Counterblast 1, discard a card to restand. Now this one's actually a restand on attack. Yes, it's a Counterblast 1, and it's still technically a card out of hand, but you could have this behind the Vanguard, for example, and put it to soul that way. So you're still getting your 5 rear guards for Aim to be the strongest idol, but then you're putting this from rear guard to soul to build up soul. It's an extra rear guard you're not going to lose if you're against a retired deck, but it works out all in the long run. So very interesting to play around with. And then the other Earnest Correct follower we got, because we got two new Earnest Correct name cards, is the Earnest Correct follower Peyton. Now, Peyton's got the skill of Auto. When this card is discarded from your hand, If you have a Vanguard with Clarissa in its card name, you can cost Counterblast 1, choose a grade 2 or less card with Earnest Correct in its card name not named, Earnest Correct follower, Peyton, from your drop zone, and you may put it into your hand. And this skill works on both players' turns. So this is really interesting, the fact you can combo this off when you discard for a perfect card, or use the Earnest Correct supporter Leona's skill of Soul Blast 1, ditch a card, add a card, went back to hand when it's retired. So you're getting more of a plus at the deck. The only downside is you're starting to drain away your Counterblast quite a bit now. Because obviously you've got Peyton costing a Counterblast, you've got Nekla costing a Counterblast, you've got the old V-Stander that costs a Counterblast. So it starts to add up after a while, and with no actual countercharge put into the deck, it does start to cause a few issues. So these new Earnest Corrects, whilst they're nice, may actually be run at less copies in the deck, because you want to save on the resources. But all in all, very nice support for Clarissa, and I can't wait to actually test it out and see how it actually performs. But now we're going to move on to Alestiel. And this is honestly what I'm most excited for. And this is Holy Angel of Blessings Alestiel. Obviously her first skill is her dress up skill, which is dress up Archangel of Twin Wings Alestiel. So same as all the other new bosses, it's always treated as Alestiel once you start the fight. Then second skill, Auto Vanguard Circle. At the beginning of your main phase, choose a card from your bind zone, put it into your hand, and bind the top card of your deck. Then her third skill is her Blackwing skill of Act Vanguard Circle. Once a turn. Cost, you can discard a card from your hand, search your deck for up to one card, the Blackwing's ability, call it a Rearguard Circle, and shuffle your deck. And her fourth skill is her White Wing skill of White Wings Auto Vanguard Circle. At the end of the battle this unit attacked, you can Counterblast 1 and discard a card from your hand. You then search your deck or hand for up to one card with Archangel of Twin Wings Alestiel as its original card name, write it as stand, and it gets drive -1 till end of turn. And if you search your deck, you shuffle your deck. So going from the top down, the Auto Vanguard Circle skill is pretty much the same as her original one, except for the fact of this now works around you. Say for example your opponent removed your bind with Shadow Doji. This doesn't need you to add the card from bind to hand to bind another card. So if they clear your bind zone, no matter what, you'll get a bind zone and you'll go back into Black Wings or White Wings, which is really nice. Obviously her Blackwing skill next, and this is very, very good, because this lets us tutor any card in hand for any Blackwings card in our deck. So just running off the basic ones, we've got a Mamiel, which when boosted bounces a card back to hand. We've got Fanile, which is the one that on place, Soul Blast 1, swaps a card with in our hand with a card in our bind zone, so it activates our Elkiels. Or we can also get our other copies of Holy Angel of Blessings Alestiel, and then balance it with a Mamiel or with Yuika. So it creates so many different combos within the deck. And then the White Wing skill to allow us to swing with this and then swap into another Vanguard. And obviously, it will then activate the Elkiel when your unit is placed on Vanguard Circle skill to bind and draw a card. It'll also have the old Archangel Twin Wing Alestiel skills. She'll have the crit, she'll have the 5k, and if you're in dual wings, she'll also be minusing 5k off all your opponent's units. So it creates so many more combos within a very combo-orientated deck, which is very nice to see. But it doesn't just stop there for Alestiel support. We also got 2 winged support on top of that. So we're going to start off with the White Wings card, which is Together With You, Seraphiel. So Seraphiel's got 2 skills. First one being Auto. When this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle, you can choose a grade 3 card with Alestiel in its card name from your drop zone and put it on the bottom of your deck. And second skill is White Wings Auto, back row Rearguard Circle. When your unit with Alestiel in its card name is placed on Vanguard circle during your battle phase, you can stand this unit. So, really nice combos here. First one lets us recycle any Alestials that we've seen in the early game back to deck, so we can then grab it off the new Alestiel to re-ride. Or, if we want to, we can put our Persona rides back to then grab off the Alestiel first skill, for the Blackwing skill. So, create some really nice combos. But we've then got the White Wing skill on top, which is perfectly designed to be a restanding booster for our Vanguard. So say we're swinging in with our Vanguard, they give us a 2 to pass. We've then got the luxury of placing any boost from triggers on the back row. So then if we do fail to break the 2 to pass, that power is then passing along to the next Vanguard swing as well. Because obviously this will restand and be able to boost the new Alestiel swing, the old Alestiel swinging in with its crit. So gives some really good combos. But it doesn't stop there, because we did also gain a Blackwings card in the forms of Enveloping Love, Lyrical. I love these wing names, they give me so much trouble. And Lyrical has got 2 skills, first one being Auto. When this unit is placed on Rearguard circle, if you have a Vanguard with Alestiel in its card name, you can cost Count +1, choose a card from your bind zone and put it into your hand. If you did, bind the top card of your deck. And second skill is Blackwings Auto. When this unit is placed on Guardian circle, choose one of your opponent's attacking units and it gets power -5000 until end of turn. So we're going to start off with the first skill, which is a really nice way for helping to fix our bind zone in a Blackwings deck. Because you can take, say for example, you've bound top card and you've ended up accidentally binding one of your 8 grade 3s or one of your 4 perfect cards. Your minimal chance is to actually put yourself into dual wings and nullify your skills. You can then count +1, take that card out of the bind zone, but you're then getting a chance to refix it, turn on just your solo wings. Really nice overall. It can also be utilised as another way to grab L kills from the bind zone in dual wings, which is really nice to have. But then you got the second skill on top, which is giving -5000 until end of turn. Which, for restanding units like Dragonic Overlord the End, for example, that -5000 power will persist over 2 attacks, which is really good. The only downside is the current translation of this card has it as placed on Guardian Circle, not put. So intercepting with this card will actually not activate the skill. Now I'm hoping this is a mistranslation and it does actually get changed to put, but we will have to wait and see till closer to the time how it actually works, how it doesn't work. But all in all, they gave really good combo support to a combo based deck, and it's very interesting from the get-go. I'm very excited to start mucking around with Alestiel and waiting to see how it goes. But that's it for this week's reveals. Next week I am going to very likely be sitting down and discussing the Alestiel's, the Felty Rosa support. There is no Lyrical support on the Thursday stream, because they're actually rounding out the last of the, trying to think of the name of them, the cycle cards for Keta, Stoikea, and Brantgate. So we've got all 3 of those coming on the Thursday, so there's nothing for Lyrical. So it's going to be a nice, simple, short one just discussing Felty Rosa, which I'm very happy to sit here and discuss Felty Rosa. But that is going to be it for this video. If you haven't done so already, please do like and subscribe. It very much does help the channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye!